1-888-483-5848. The email is, if you need any help, it's always helpline@natsworld.org. So with that, really, I'm pleased and honored to give the mic to the world's fastest human calculator, Mr. Neelkhanta Ban Prakash Garu. It's all yours, Sandy. I think
Sure.
it's all.
Hello, everyone. Hello. Thank you, sir, for the introduction and also the words. And Ramesh
Sure.
Garu also. I was just listening to you while I was setting up my camera. Hello, everyone. Hi. There have been two really good sessions previously, which talked about math, how it is and is an experience, what do you do, and stuff like that. But in the second session, we've also focused on how do you relate math to the culture which we have, which is, let's say, talking about Sangeetam, talking about music and how it has mathematical systems around it, right? Today, we're going to take a little deviation and try to think out loud of how math can be an experience. And now my request is that it's not only for the children here, but I'm talking to all the parents who are sitting around them as well. Because of the fact that math being an experience is not only something which I would want to communicate with students, but also every adult or every working class person, every entrepreneur, every business person who's here today. I think you will resonate to the idea of math being an experience. All right. So I would want all of you to sort of think out loud with me in this journey. And I think it's going to be a fun 50 minutes, 1 hour session. So let me start off by asking you a couple of questions, which is, where all do you use math? Use or come across math? Let's say that. Yeah. I would want to ideally, let me actually enable the chat for a little while whenever there is a question. Yeah, I think you can message everyone. Everyone can message. I can see it. It's a host only message. Can all of you put it there? Or what do you think are the places where you come across math in? Let's be, okay, instead of using things like everywhere and stuff, I would want you to be more specific. Okay. Interesting. A lot of things, right? A lot of things. I've seen computer, economics, shopping, taxation, grocery stores, universe, music, weeks, math, buildings. I see a lot of answers, right? I'm just gonna stop the chat for a while now. Today, we're going to talk about how do you experience and learn from all these aspects in life, and how do you make math a part of your conversation. For instance, right now, I'm talking to all of you, right? I'm talking to all of you. I'm speaking in English. You're understanding the English language and you're putting it in, right? You're taking it in, you're absorbing it, and you're responding. Is that what's happening? Let me just put it here on, let's describe the process of what we're doing right now. Here's me as an individual. I'm speaking something, I'm telling you things. You are sitting in a virtual screen somewhere. You're receiving this and trying to absorb in it and upskill yourself, right? This is the idea. This is what's happening. Now, when I ask you for your doubts, you ask me questions for which I answer back. So language makes us communicate with each other, right? It makes us communicate with each other. Today, when I talk about math as an experience, I'm going to talk about math being a language to communicate, right? A language to communicate with the other person. I'm going to pose one question to start off with. Here's a baby. Okay, let me draw a baby here. Yeah, let me just. I'm not good at drawing, but let's say this is a baby, right? A 5-month-old baby. Okay. On one corner of the room, you've put, what do we say? Let's say 1, 2, and 3 chocolates. And the other corner of the room, you've put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 chocolate. Okay, 6 chocolates. Where do you think the baby will go? Will the baby walk towards this, or will the baby walk towards this? Let me put or unmute you guys, or sort of, let's say, make you comment on this. Yeah, I think you can chat, guys. I've enabled chat for you. The right side, the six, right? This side. Okay? Yeah? Agreed? Do all of us agree to that? Yeah? But can you tell me if the baby really knows the number 6? Does the baby know the number 6 or the number 3? Does the baby know that 6 is greater than 3? That's why I will go here. Does the baby know this? No. But how do you think the baby is doing it then? How? The baby does not know numbers. It cannot count. Why? How is it doing it? And this is why it's important to learn or understand these processes, to understand that we are natural mathematicians, right? Can I just say that we are born with mathematical knowledge to a certain extent, right? The idea of counting, comparison is something which we already have when we start off, right? So even for that matter, a lot of you people are saying the baby knows that there are more candies. The idea of more is not related to language. More, less, equal, bigger than the other, smaller than the other. All of these are comparisons, right? All of these are comparisons. They're comparisons. In the first class, I've told you that the people who started counting for the first time in the world used sticks to compare and count. Do you remember? They used sticks to count. They wrote down, they inscribed, they wrote stuff, right? So I might just say that math is not about numbers. It's about understanding quantities. It's about experiencing quantities. And it's about understanding how they go up with each other. Would you agree if I tell you that that is the definition of what mathematics is? The ability to compare quantities and say what is more, what is less, and understand how much more, how much less. For instance, if I ask you, how tall are you? You're going to give me an answer. You're going to give me an answer of how heavy you are. You're going to give me an answer of what is your age. You're going to give me an answer of how many marks you've gotten. You're going to give me, if I ask you, you're going to give me an answer of how many goals you hit in a FIFA game. You're also going to tell me what time is the movie going to be premiered on Netflix, if it's a new show or if it's a new movie, right? Can I do any of these without numbers? No, right? So in a certain way, I can say that everything in the universe, if it has to be measured, requires numbers. Okay? Yeah? Let's think about a world without mathematics. In a world without mathematics, no one's tall, no one's short. In a world without mathematics, there is nothing more, there is nothing less. In a world without mathematics, there is no money. In a world without mathematics, there is no tall building, there is no short building, there is no tree, there are no trees, there is not enough rice bags at home, which means that communication itself cannot happen. Do you understand? I'm not saying anything else. I'm saying that you cannot communicate with another person without knowing math. Does that make sense? Because the idea. But the idea of mathematics today is about exactly calculating, right? Because it's not that, okay, this is more by this. We want to understand how much more, how much less, what is it, what is it about, and a bunch of other things, right? We need to know about it, which is why I thought I will tell you about how math is a human experience. Okay, I'll tell you what a mathematician is, and you will understand that every one of you is a mathematician. I'm going to give you one more example here. And I think I might have given it in another context the other day. Let us say this is me. Let's say this is you, right? Let's not say it's me. Let's say this is you. Okay? This is a wall behind you. Okay, guys? This is a wall behind you. Understood? I am throwing tomatoes at you. The first tomato hits here. Okay? I'm going to write it. First tomato hits here. The second tomato hits here. The third hits here. The fourth hits here. The fifth hits here. What are you going to do now? Let's say this is how they've been hitting. What are you going to do now? Can all of you put it in the comment chat section? if this is how things are going to come, what are you as a human being? What are you going to do? I want to see a bunch of more answers coming my way. Interesting, interesting, interesting. I've gotten my answers. Thank you, guys. You are going to move. Yes or no? Will anyone move? Right? It doesn't. Does that have to do anything with the maths you know? Or if you know, if from when you were a child, it's about how much math classes you've taken. Have you done abacus? Have you done this? Have you done that? Do that matter? No. You're going to duck or move away nevertheless, right? You're going to do it anyway. Yes? Do you agree to that? You're going to do that for sure. Now, otherwise, thanks to you, it's a face tomato hit, right? Now, I'll tell you, can anyone tell me why did they come to this logic? It's because you've seen that the tomatoes are hitting on a line, right? In this line. So ideally, if you're sitting here, you don't have a problem. Yes? It will not hit you. Now, guys, this is what advanced mathematics is. Understood? It's about identifying patterns also. So what did I tell you what math was? Math was about comparison, knowing what is more, knowing what is less. Okay? It's about understanding patterns and taking decisions. Understood? Yeah, agreed. Is that how we do it? If a car is coming towards us, guys, if you're crossing a road, imagine, think of it. If we are crossing a road, if we are here, right? We are crossing a road. Huh? There's a car coming from here. So when I come here, I will try to make sure that the car and I are not at the same place, right? I will try to go faster or slower according to it, which means that our brain is doing subconscious calculations. Do you understand? It's doing calculations on the subconscious level. It's doing all of these, but we are bad at basic calculations outside, which does not make sense because we are already so good at this. Because a computer will not understand this. Did any one of you here play PUBG or any other game, Fortnite? Do you play any games like these? You do? Any games where, yeah, you have? So guys, when you point it towards a computer in that game, well, let's say it's a bot or something, right? A computer bot. When I show it, does the bot stay there or he runs away? He runs away, right? He or she runs away. How do they run away? Are computers intelligent? No. Computers are not intelligent, which means that a human being has to teach the computer. Yes? Yeah? How does a human being teach a computer? If I was building a computer, imagine this. Imagine that this is a computer, okay? I'm hitting tomatoes at the computer. 1, 2, 3, 4. Computer has to run away, but it doesn't know. Let's say it even has wheels. Let's say it's a robot, okay? Let's say it's a humanoid. The logic which will tell is that, hey, computer, join all the lines, see where the line intersects you, coordinate axis, x-axis, y-axis. So you move this way, you come here. This is called artificial intelligence, right? Or machine learning, if you've heard, machine learning. Artificial intelligence or machine learning, that's what these are called. But if you imagine, I'm going to draw a figure. This guy, let's say, is here. This guy is AI. There's another person, let's say ML. When you cut them open, you see what they're on the inside. They are just math. Do you understand? That there is no way whatsoever that there is computer without math. Yeah? Like artificial intelligence, machine learning are outcomes of understanding math as an experience. Do you understand that? The way you experience the world, you teach it to a computer through maths, which is why I always tell you, if you want to talk to a human being, you need language and math, right? If you want to talk to a computer, you need coding language and math. In both the things, you need math, right? That's why it's very, very important to cater this and learn as an experience from the technical standpoint. for all the people who do businesses. They need to take decisions on how to sell their products. They need to understand how to put an online store. They need to understand what profitability means and what investments are. Now, without knowing any of these, we are not good at math, right? So it's important we know all of these. So math is a human experience. I hope everyone understands and resonates with this idea. Math is a human experience. Now, let's try to get a little more into this human experience, okay? Try to understand this human experience a little more. Push ourselves to understand that there is something more phenomenal to this, of how this breaks down. Let's just get there, and I'm going to give you an example to do that. I am on a number line. I am on a number line, okay? Do you know what a number line is, everyone? Do you guys know what a number line is? Yeah? Can I say that moving forward on the number line is addition, moving backward is subtraction? Can I say that? 2 plus 3 means 1, 2, 3. 2 plus 3. Yeah? Do you understand this? Yeah? Now, someone came up to the world and asked, 5 plus 3. Is that a number? 5, 1, 2, 3, 8. 5 plus 3 is 8. Which means someone understood that every number plus a number is always a number. Number plus number is always a number, yes or no? If I add a number to a number, is there a chance I get bananas or apples? No. If I add a number to a number, I will always get a number, right? But is that the case for everything in the world? Not really. If I am adding things which you can eat to things which you can eat, you might create a mess, right? For instance, Coca-Cola plus Mentos. Can you eat that? No, right? So eatable plus eatable is not always an eatable, but number plus number is always a number, okay? Yeah. Is number minus number always a number? You're saying yes because you know. But when people started discovering, they realized that, hey, how do I do 1 minus 2? Where am I? I do not know. 1 minus 2, what is it? I do not know. So primitively, when people started counting, they didn't know what 1 minus 2 was, right? Obviously, how would they know? That's why they created a symbol and a name for it. Can every one of you tell me what the name is? What the symbol is? What is 1 minus 2? What is it called? Exactly, correct. Negative numbers, minus 1. So, if I ask you, are negative numbers naturally there everywhere? No, right? We created them. Understood? They're not naturally there. We created them. Understood? Does that make sense? We created negative numbers. In the same way, we created fractions. In the same way, we created a lot of other numbers which will help our thing. Yeah? Agreed? Cool. That's essentially what I wanted to run through in the first 20 minutes of today's discussion. Okay? Math as an experience. How many of you resonate with it? Give me an I, A-Y-E-I or something like that. Give me an A-Y-E or a Y-E-S to see if you've understood this really, really well. Yeah, I see a bunch of people saying it, but I'm going to see if it reaches the number of people on the chat or who are available. Math is a human experience, which is why, is it okay to say, I do not know maths, I'm scared of it, I should not, I'm interested in other stuff? No, right? You can't do that. See, if you learn English, does that mean that you have to write a book? No. You can write a book, but it's not necessary. All right? Great. A-Y-E-I, and yes, fantastic, guys. Fantastic for the response. Now, in the previous class, we've talked about Sare Gama Pada Ni being mathematical numbers. We've talked about days of the week being numbers. We've talked about a bunch of things, right? Now, if I have to say this, how do you think math is related to the speed of the brain? Okay. This is a conversation which I personally think is very important to know, because in my first session, you've seen me doing calculations very, very quickly. 873 into 4 means 3,492. 9,762 into 4 is 3,948. I did all of these very quickly. So there's a thing. Is it because I think quick that I've become quick at calculations? Or is it because I'm quick at calculations, I can think quick? The latter is correct, right? The second one, which is speed calculations help you be quicker otherwise, all right? So the idea is that just like how you gym your body, it's important to gym your brain, right? Something which I call the math gym at Exploring Infinities. And if you see the brain here doing some stuff, do you see it? Brain is lifting some what do we say, dumbbells there. It's important for us to do that, all right? Now the food for thought. In the previous class, I've told you about what happens in your mind when you do multiplication. I've told you a better method to do it. Do you remember? The method was this. The method was this. And I think this is I've told you why this works. 89 into 5 was 8 into 5, 40. 9 into 5, 45. And then adding these together, you get 4, 4, 5. Do you remember this? Adding the middle numbers. I've told you this. Do all of you remember this? Give me a heads up. Give me a thumbs up. Do you? Do you guys remember this? Yeah, great. Fantastic. For the people who do not, the idea is simple. We start from the left to the right, the beginning to the ending. If there is a number like 89 into 5, we take 8 into 5 first, 40. 9 into 5 next, 45. Then add these middle numbers and make it 445. Okay? Yeah? Whenever I have a problem like 81 into 5, I take 40. 5 into 1 is something which I write 05 because I need to fill 4 digits. So I'm going to write a 0 here. That's the two logics which I've told you. Now I want all of you to try the questions which I'm going to put on the screen. I want all of you to try them with the same method and give me the answer. I've started it. 48 multiplied by 6. Can all of you give this a try? The idea is to just take 4 into 6, 24, 8 into 6, 48, add these two numbers. That is fantastic. All of you have given me the right answer. The answer is 288. Yeah? But imagine being able to do such quick calculations, not only with multiplications, but when it comes to fractions, when it comes to decimals, when it comes to algebra, when it comes to equations, when it comes to LCM, when it comes to HCF, when it comes to variables, when it comes to trigonometry, bunch of stuff which you might have thought that I don't really like it, but are really, really important to you for you to know. Any building which has to be built, anything which you have to solve, any problem which you have to create. Couple of examples are this, that math can be truly an experience for a lot of people the moment they start understanding why it is important. All right, that's a little bit about what I've done. Now, math is an experience. Let's come back to that. Experience is, so if I have to put it this way, when you study English, right? Experiencing English is to learn poetry, not by heart them, but truly understand the art of writing, understanding the art of reading and stuff like that. But is that the same for doing something in math? Not really, because math may be, people tell us, what is a plus b whole square? Remember, tell me the answer. Remember, what is this? What is this? So I'm going to prove one thing for you today. One thing which I want all of you to note down in your books and show it to other people. All right? Will you all do that? It's pretty fun for the people who do not know what even squares are and stuff. Still fine. I'm going to tell you this. This is a square. Do all of you agree? Sorry for the bad drawing. This is a square. Yeah? If the square side is 8 and 8 and 8 and 8. Can anyone tell me what the area is? The area of this square. Area means the amount of things under it. Can all of you comment it? I'm going to allow you to comment. I have allowed you to comment. Can every one of you put things in your comment section? All of you have been given me the fantastic fun answers. Everyone's telling me 64, right? Yeah. But I'm going to ask you, what does it even mean? What is area? Who wants to tell me what is area? Manvita, can you tell me what area means? Anyone for that? Yeah. What is area?
Area is like how much room there is in that room. So in that square, basically there's like 64 inches or like square feet in that room.
Room you have. All right. So a couple of examples for you. Thank you, Manvita. Is if your sibling, if you have an elder brother, a younger brother, or a younger sister who comes into your room, you tell them, "This is my area. You go out." Right? This is my area. My area means that this is my location. If I have to give a number to it, can anyone tell me how to measure? How do we measure it? How do we measure it? Is there a chance to measure it? Ananya? Ananya, Ananya, let me unmute you. Let me find you again. Ananya Kasetti. Yes, you can speak. How do you measure?
You have for rectangle specifically, you have to do length times breadth.
Ananya, tell this to me as if I am a kid. I do not know what a rectangle means. I want to just measure.
Okay, so there are 4 sides for a rectangle. There is one like big side and for like one small side. You have to times, if they know what multiply is, you have to.
Let's say they don't.
Then we have to, okay, you have to add all of the sides and do it 4 times. Do the exact same thing 4 times and add all of them, and then you're going to get the area.
You won't. That's a good try though. You won't. But my idea here, which I was telling you, is that just imagine my room. Let's say if my room was like this. Let's say your rooms are all nice. Let's say my room is like this. I don't know. I have a bad room. Right? And let's say this is my room. Let's say this is how my room looks like. Okay? Like a maze. Now, what is the area? I'm going to tell you that. The area is how much space you have, right? So how can you measure it? You need to use another object. Yes, you need to use another object. So can I just go take my phone, see how many phones I can put in the room and say that's my area? Can I do that? I can. That's correct as well. That's correct. That's area. I can take a table around my room if I have a table and show it in every part and say my room is 10 tables big. I want all of you to look around you. All of you to look around you. See any object. Take any object in your room. Just see it. See how many such objects would fit in your room. How many? Let's say water bottles, or for that matter, a desk, a table, a paper, a pen, a tile, or whatever. How many of them will fit in your room? Take an approximation. Put a wild guess and tell me what they are also in the comment section right now. What? If there are 25 chairs, write 25 chairs. I just want to see that. How did you measure it? Now consider we don't have numbers or units or whatever. 4 beds, 26 keyboards, 5 tables, 48 tables. Dhriti has a huge room. 4,269 paper clips, 4 beds, 1 million earbuds, 17 or some 1 trillion molecules. Okay, I don't know how you see molecules in your room, but sure. Whatever, you're getting the point, right? The point is that 1 million sharpeners, whatever. Now, if I asked you something, you did your calculation well, right? But I do not understand it because I do not know how big your bed is. I do not know how big your paper clips are. I do not know how big your TV is. I do not know how big your laptops are, right? So you and I are not in common agreement. It's like saying that for you, alphabets in English are this, b, zri, qua, ve, the, ru, ke, a, ha, L, P, M, alpha, beta, beta. If these are your alphabet, you might be correct. But do I understand you? No. Which means for you to communicate with anyone, both of the people should have something in common. Does that make sense? Which is why there is something called a unit. Yeah. A unit is a fixed identity or a size, something like a tile, which people use. If my room is whatever, I'm going to take this one tile, which is called one, if it's 1 feet here, 1 feet here, it's called 1 square feet. We see how many 1 square feet will fit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 33.5, 34, 34.5, 35, something, 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 something. Understood? Now, if I tell you this, you will understand how big my room is. Yes? If you know what 1 square feet means. Yeah? This is why math is an experience and math is collaboration. You know what collaboration as a word means? It means that only one person cannot do their own math. Someone else has to understand it. Yeah? So that's pretty much about what I wanted to go here. I'm going to take a quick break. I think, ma'am, if you want to jump in and say something.
Okay.
Then I'm going to continue for the next 10 minutes before the question answers.
Oh, thank you. So let's take a quick look at the temple video, 1 minute break, and before Banu Garu takes over again.
Dharmo rakshati rakshitaha. Dharma protects when preserved. Om Sai Balaji Temple in Monroe, New Jersey, a first 65,000 plus square feet stone temple in America with a 22 feet Hanuman statue is being built. Prana Pratishta, bringing life to the temple, is on June 27th. We welcome you all to sponsor and take part in temple construction and inscribe your name for generations to come. May their lordships of Shiva, Sai and Balaji shower their blessings on all. Visit omsaibalajitemple.org to learn about all the devotional programs we conduct. Contact us for details on sponsorship and volunteer opportunities.
Right. Thank you, Banu Garu. Back to you.
Thank you, ma'am. So math is about an experience. It is the way you compare, and it requires collaboration. Now, now tell me, is it okay to be scared of numbers? Not really, right? We should not be. There's nothing really hard about it because we made them. We can't be scared of something we made, right? So that's the idea. I hope that you understood what it really means, and I'm gonna quickly run you through a bunch of other ideas as well. But as of now, the idea is that after you go back today, I want you to think about math around you. Will all of you do that? Think about math around you. Click one photo or a small video, tell about what you see mathematically there. Understood? For instance, I can start off by doing something like this. I'm gonna probably say, hey, here's a Scotch-Brite tape. This tape is like a donut, which is a circle with a circle with a circle with a circle with a circle. I can keep taking this tape out and I keep getting more of it. I'm going to get it until I whirl it 45 times. Now, I just made that up right now. Like I was looking at this and I started, right? I've just talked it. Now, in this way, show me something around your house. Take a video, take a photo, speak about why you think there is math in it. It can be about the number of trees. It can be about how your what do we say? It can be about how your post boxes are numbered. It can be about the number of books which you can count. It can be about anything. I just want you to start thinking mathematically. Anish is showing me his abacus. That's fantastic too. But otherwise, I would want all of you to do this. All right. What a QR code means, what a watch is, and send the video to an email ID which I want you to send it to. The reason is that I'm going to feature the best in one of my video logs, which is coming later on. Please send an email to bhanu@expinfi.com. Yeah, you can note it down. You can screenshot it. It's bhanu@expinfi.com. The most creative ones, I'll try to feature it on my own story, right? It's extremely important that we learn math in a very, very fun way. Now, I think that's a little bit about what I would wanted to tell about math experience. Math is an experience. And I will sort of do one thing. I'll play a short video from my side and make you understand what I do at Exploring Infinities and what this is about, all right? Before we go ahead into the question answer session. I'm gonna share my screen and play this video. Hope all of you can hear it. Can all of you see this? Just give me a heads up, thumbs up.
Do you look at math?
Yes, Bhanugar.
Is math the hardest subject for you at school? Do you dread giving exams and getting test results? Are you math phobic too? If so, don't you worry. Exploring Infinities is the answer to all your problems. At Exploring Infinities, we don't just teach math, we spark curiosity. With our specially designed course plan by the world's fastest human calculator, we not only make children 2 to 3 times faster, but we do something more. We instigate cognitive ability development through arithmetic learning. That's right. We give children a new perspective at looking at the world with the help of math.
Sign up, and I think that's pretty much it. Guys, let me pause. So the idea of having a math phobia can you can come out of it the moment you start experiencing math. We do that Exploring Infinities. We're doing that with our collaboration with NATS. We're doing that everywhere. But I think I will open up for questions now before we move on. So, sir, if you can administer the questions, I think that will be great. Most importantly, after today's session, for all of you who've registered, by tomorrow, you will get a worksheet. All of you will be getting a worksheet for doing the multiplications as we have taught, right? As you've learned. Give it a try and submit it in the link which we send. And yeah, that'll be fantastic. It'll be great if you can do that. Yeah.
Bhanugar, can I start the question and answer?
Sure.
Okay. It's a really great experience. And I feel like humbled and proud that I'm talking to you, a real genius. And my background, I was not so, I didn't get 100 marks in math. And one of the question was, how many marks you got in 10th class? The kids want to know.
I scored a 10 GPA in the Indian boards.
Okay. Which is 100%.
Yeah, but otherwise, I personally think I loved social science the most after math. So that's my thing.
Thanks for replying, but I know it's a dumb question asking you that, but anyway, I wanted to ask what the kids were asking. So there was one parent initially asked about the course content. His kids are in Canada, so how do they relate to India? Or to be frankly,
Sure.
Yeah.
So
go ahead.
So for everyone here, the students and the parents, the courses of our programs are majorly for kids of the ages 6 to 16. That's the ideal age. But we have people even as old as 45, 50 join the courses otherwise. The classes are administered based on time zones. So there is a batch for the East Coast Americans and the West Coast and the West Coast. So basically the central time zone can go both ways. The course content starts from mathematical curiosity building. And I'll just quickly share my screen so that you guys understand what this is. Just give me a moment.
Really appreciate that. Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, as you would see, the idea is that we start with building blocks of math, cognitive ability development. And if you see, there's something, a module called Cool Math, which is about how do you become cool and sort of show your mathematical skill, geometry, 3D spatial visualization. And then we move into math behind coding, math in real life, mathematical thinking and speed math. This is the learning pathway. You can find it on the website expinfi.com. The learning pathway is what you see here. Kids of the ages 6 to 10, how do they learn? Kids of the ages 11 to 16, how do they learn? So this is how the classes are. And there is syllabus sheet and everything below. The classes are twice a week. And they're aided with a bunch of mathematical games. They're aided with a lot of mathematical learning. And most importantly, the classrooms are only of 8 to 10 children each. So yes, sir, that's how the classes are. Yeah.
That's a very good answer, and I think the parent wanted to know what the structure and all that. And also, I was thinking they might be asking, is there any? I doubt whether Canada curriculum, math or Indian curriculum. Is there much difference there?
So the curriculum which we implement in the USA and Canada is very different from that in India, because the Indian classroom is targeted towards NCERT and CBSE, which are very different boards. The American curriculum is targeted towards SATs and GREs later on. Otherwise, but majorly what changes is the amount of stress you give on a certain subject and the stories which lead up to them. So that at the end of the day, any child who's living and sort of growing in the United States, we would want them to have a much more what do we say, that country-centered knowledge get into them, because of the fact that it's a very different organization, it's a very different set of people here. So yeah, the course which we have for the US people and the Canada people is the same, and yeah, they focus on how the American school system also works, which is curiosity driven.
Okay, sure. I think some of the kids had a question about what is the largest number in the universe. So I don't want to answer, but there were such couple of suggestions, but I want to hear from the expert. So the kids were a little confused about infinity and Googleplex. So yeah, you can go ahead, please.
Guys, Googleplex. Okay, so this is a very, 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 I think it's a trivia question, which people have to know. For instance, for me, numbers are endless. So there's no big number per se. Googleplex is the highest number which has a name to it. That's it. Which is, let's say, a denotable, tangible number with a huge name to it. Googleplex is big, but Googleplex plus 1 is bigger, right? That's the idea. For something which you need to understand is that if this is the number, if I do plus 1, that's greater than this, right? So in fact, there is no big number. Let's say this is the biggest number, biggest number in the world. Then biggest number plus 1 will be the biggest number, which cannot be true. That is the reason why a lot of people tend to answer this to be infinity, which is not really a number. But I would also say that numbers are endless. So the idea of a big number is not legitimate. So yeah.
So I think those were the questions I could get from the question and answers. But yeah, I really admire your, knowledge sharing and also the passion you have for math. So in two sentences, okay, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Actually, where could I get those worksheets?
Which ones? You'll be given. Are you on the WhatsApp groups? If you're in the WhatsApp groups, you'll get them in the WhatsApp itself. Otherwise, you'll be getting an email. One of them.
Okay.
So if you already got an email today about the webinar, you will definitely get that worksheet.
Exactly.
And anyone else wants to talk?
I think someone else sent me a message saying, how do we reach out to you for... Okay. Guys, let me quickly clear the air, is that if you are interested to join in the further classes, because there's one more session here anyway. That's the reason why I was not stressing it. One more or two more, or depends on how much we go. I personally think it's a fair and a nice experience to sort of meet you guys every week, teach a bunch of things, and get it going. If you are interested to, let's say, pursue this in the long run, make yourselves be a part of what Math Gym is, be a part of what Math Gym means, and stuff like that, you can go register for the courses which we have. You can definitely do that. If you want, I can drop the link to register or express interest so that you can get talk to someone from Exploring Infinities. I'm going to do that. Yeah, no problems. Is there any other questions? I'm going to open the questions up to everyone. Anyone can message me right now. If you have any other questions which is coming my way, you can put it.
I think, Banu Garu, there was a question on when you were awarded the title for the world's fastest human calculator.
I won the title of the world's fastest human calculator 3 years ago, to be honest. I've gotten popular very recently thanks to the movie, but I broke the records in 2018, 2017 and 2018 by breaking 4 world records. And I've also recently won the Olympic gold medal. So I think that's I think if I have to put it in, let's say, in a linear fashion, it's been a long time. So yeah.
Sorry, Banu, what movie you acted? I'm not so good at.
Shakuntala Devi, the movie Shakuntala.
Oh,
I
okay.
didn't. Shakuntala Devi movie sort of. I mean, I broke the record again after the movie, so that's
Okay.
what got the entire run go.
Yeah, I saw that movie. It was very good. So hope you get your biopic soon.
No, I think it's a long way to go because
No,
I think
I'm
there's a
just
lot
kidding.
more to do before even considering it. So yeah.
Yes, you have a bright future ahead. You have to accomplish a lot.
Yes. We've just started out. I personally think that the journey is, and for every one of you guys here, which is, let's say, math, and something which I tell everyone wherever I go is that math is an ocean. You just, I mean, seeing the waves and crossing the waves does not mean that you've explored the entirety of it. There's a lot more inside which I think a lot of us do not know. And I try to work towards it every day, like I am trying to do with you guys.
There's a question for you, Banu Garu. Do you do abacus?
Ma'am, I have, for anyone who's asked this, I have done abacus because I wanted to see what it is. I do not anymore. The reason why I do not do it is because of the story which I've told you. If you have to run, you have to run. Using a shortcut method does not help you develop your cognitive abilities. And hence, I think that if you can do a calculation with abacus in 10 seconds, but without the abacus in 15, I would go for the latter because it's actually training your mind. The idea is not to reach the goal, it's about the journey.
Okay. I think there are a few questions. People privately message me about your classes. So if you can maybe put the details in the chat for everybody, like where they need to contact.
Let me do that. And for everyone here, guys, I think you will get an email about all of these later anyway, so you don't really have to worry about it. But nevertheless, I will share the bunch of links which I might have even in the further, classes as we go. I think I've also gotten a couple of examples saying, would kids be confused with learning math in a slightly different way? Would this be impacting them? Not really, ma'am. The reason is that you're learning the whys of math. Once you understand the whys of math, nothing else is as challenging. Nothing can be challenging. There's no way you would not understand it. So if I have to sum it up and answer to you in one way, I would say that understanding math from 10 angles is better than having one photo shot. It's like saying this: if you want to see the mountains, which is if you want to see the Himalayas, you can see one photo, or you can actually go around one mountain and see the entirety. I think the latter makes you have a much more better visualization. So yeah. And for everyone who is not a part of the WhatsApp groups, do join in. I think that's the only thing, because all the links are shared there anyway.
Banu, I think one of the kid wants to know, do you have any course which helps in competitions like Math Kangaroo or Math Olympiad, specially designed course?
The Math Wizard and the Turn on the Computer New. These are the two courses which we have called Math Wizard and Turn on the Computer New. Kids who have graduated out of Math Wizard and Turn on the Computer New have won regional Olympiads and national Olympiads in math. One of the person is actually taking part in the competition which I have won, representing India soon. So all the courses which we do eventually lead there. So, and I take a bunch of those classes myself. These are not only someone else taking. I take a bunch of classes myself. I'm a part of the program. The best performers in the classes are usually encouraged to something called the inner circle, where the inner circle does a lot of other stuff, and there's a lot more which we do in that sense. So I personally think that the sky is the limit if you're interested in math. I'm not even saying talented. The idea is not about you knowing something. It's not about you being really good at it. No, the idea is to just be open and learn continuously. In short, I would have to say for the people here, I think a lot of parents have been asking the same, which is the difference between Kumon and what we do is Kumon or Best Brains or any other organizations rely on repetitive practice. We rely on curiosity. They're two entirely different things.
Someone asked, like, is the session recorded? Yeah, for those people, you have this video in natsworld.org/YouTube live, and I think you also. So yeah, it's all there recorded. You can always go there.
I see a bunch of parents actually raising hands. Let me see if there is a little bit of time. Amrita's side, I think I'll just unmute you, sir, so that, yeah, maybe we can.
Thanks, Banagaru. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay, Banagaru, actually, you answered my question, but in a different way. It's regarding my twin daughters. They are 9 years old. They already started the UC concepts last 2 years. My question is a straight question. I want to join in your course also, but is there any conceptual difference? Because they are kids, right? Are they having any chance to confuse your methods and already they learned the UC maths methods?
Sir, one thing which I would tell you is, one thing which I'm going to tell you specifically is abacus is a method. We don't teach methods at all, which means that the fact that there is no scope for confusion here because of the whole reason that if I tell students to say that, okay, this is the trick, you use this to get to the answer, there is a scope for confusion. We believe in actually triangulating the understanding. So ideally, we have tons of kids who actually joined us who have done UC Maths. We have hundreds of kids who have joined us from Kumon. We have hundreds of kids who have joined us from Byju's in India, if you've heard. So all of these things, they perform there better later. So because of the fact that our whatever we do is not about, let's say, changing the way they look at the world by giving them new methods. It's about understanding all the methods they already know and be able to create more of their own. So it's on that line. So I would say that kids who have done a little bit of abacus do considerably a little better than the others also. Because they already know a lot of stuff, which again is re-initiated through a certain idea.
Okay, thanks, Banagar. So next class, next session, is there any way, is there any chance to introduce your instructor so that actually you are not going to...
I think they will do that. I'm not sure, sir. I think they will do that anyway. Plus, I don't think that would be a problem because I think in the next session, when we're talking about math and music, and the presentation you've seen the other day, right? Math and music. Mm-hmm. Math and music was not curated by me. It was curated by one of our lead trainers itself. So we have a trainer group of 6 people only. It's a closed knit circle. And these 6 people are people who have trained with me for the past 2-3 years. So you can meet them in the next class for sure.
Yeah, because kids want how they are going to explain.
Absolutely.
So, because
in fact, I would ideally want that to be a separate event because the next class we have a lot of other things to do here. So I don't want this to be a marketing presentation. You'll get an email to join another session if you please.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Thanks, Banagar. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Okay, with the time check, it's 11:35. So I guess I would like to invite Naveen Medikonda, Events Execution Co-Chair, NATS, to give the vote of thanks.
Yeah, good morning all.
Morning.
On behalf of NATS and Om Sai Balaji Temple, I would like to thank you from bottom of my heart and express my heartfelt gratitude to the Honorable Chief Banu Prakash Nilkanta Garu for this wonderful session, for pushing our participants today on how to train our brain, and taught us different techniques today on how to push ourselves beyond the boundaries. Thank you, Banu Prakash Garu, once again. And this webinar is possible with support from NATS team, Srinivas Guttikonda Garu, immediate past chairman, Prashant Pinnamneni Garu, BOD Secretary, Sridhar Appasani Garu, Chairman, Vijay Shekhar Anne Garu, President, Prasad Arkatla Garu, Tampa Bay Coordinator, Suresh Bojja Garu, Srinivas Malladi Garu, Rajesh Kantu Garu, and Tampa Bay Nats team, and also our national team, Murli Medcherla Garu, Ranjit Garu, Sudhir Mikkilneni Garu, Srinivas Kakman Garu, and also our Om Sai Balaji Temple members, Srinivas Tamanna, Vamsi Tamanna Garu, Surya Narayana Maddula Garu, Deepa Garu, and Ramakrishna Garu. I would like to thank you again for making this event a very big success. Finally, I would like to say Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo, Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Parabrahma, Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Thank you.
Thank you, Naveen Garu. And I just want to tell all the participants that Banu Garu has put the information in the chat, his email address, the WhatsApp group information. So please review that. And in case you have any questions, you can put your questions in that chat, I guess. You can join the chat group and get more information.
For any questions, you can email, because the groups, I think, are one way. But ma'am, you can every one of you can email. And most importantly, guys, what I wanted to tell you, I think I'll before leave just a 30-second, is that I believe that math can be changed. I mean, the way you perceive math can be changed one step at a time, one event at a time. And I'm thankful that NATS and Om Sai Balaji Temple have come forward to bring this to you guys. I'm planning on traveling and having an entire expo in the US sometime in June, July, August. This an entire 3 months. So hopefully we'll see you a lot there. But I believe that it's important that every parent starts this conversation on how to make math fun for their child, not how to make their child learn math. How do you make math fun for your child? I think that's food for thought to everyone who's hearing this. Yeah.
Thank you, Banu Garu. It was a very informative session. And also I like the concept where you ask the kids to look around day-to-day life around them for maths related stuff, and that little project you asked them to do. So it was good. And next week is the 4th and final session of this math webinar series. Please join everyone. And I just want to thank everybody, Om Sai Balaji Mandir and NATS for giving us this excellent program. Thank you, everyone. Have a good day.
Just want to add one more. Just want to add one more line, and special thanks to Yo-Yo TV as well, because they are the ones who are actually streaming the video today.
Thanks, Yo-Yo TV.
Yeah.
Thanks to Yo-Yo TV. Thanks to everyone who's been a part of the organization, because I think it's not easy to get around on an average of 300 people for 3 long weeks. So I'm quite.
I think the credit goes to you, Banu Garu. Your name sells like anything. So thanks a lot.
All right.
Yeah.
See
Thank
you
you.
guys. See you guys in the next week, and we'll send you links, and I think you'll be getting an email.
Yes.
Yeah, do join the WhatsApp groups, be a part, because that's the only way where we can communicate with you, and share it across to other people whom you think can be benefited out of such an event.
Yeah. Thank you all. Thank you all for joining. Thank you, Banu Garu. Yeah. Thank you.